Howdy y'all, how's everybody doing today? I'm the Cowboy from the Cosmos, welcome back to another Risk video. So today, I have finally decided to do it. After the longest time of not making an alternative account, just for the reason of me not really liking it, I finally decided to buckle down and do one, because it's the only way I was going to be able to do what I'm about to do. So today what we're going to be starting is a rank up series on a brand new account. So as you can see, this account is currently ranked 510,000, 0 online games played, only the 3 single players you must play to unlock online, and I have a few little things, but not all of my purchases transferred over between accounts, and that's okay. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be starting a series where we do fixed classic games. So it's pretty standard settings, it'll be the same stuff pretty much every time, 6-player of alliances, all that. And we're going to see how quickly we can hit GrandMaster. So, I have 2 goals going into this, obviously to hit GrandMaster, but also, so my buddy, the Kill Pete Strategy, has currently got a record going. He is going about 26 and 27, I believe, at the time of me recording this video. So my goal is to get to GrandMaster with either a better record, or B before him, because he's only at Master Rank right now, and I think it'd be really funny if I was able to get to GrandMaster before him. I should say though, obviously, he's a very awesome buddy of mine and a great player, so it's not like as if this is to prove a point or anything. This is just some friendly competition. I thought it'd be fun. So he's also been casually doing these settings. He hasn't been like hardcore grinding for, you know, a week or something on them. So if I do end up getting there quicker, it would literally just be because I'm grinding and he's not. But yeah. So I thought for my very first game, we don't want that. We would do a video on it. I'll probably record most, if not all, of these games, but I don't know if they'll all be recording like this. It may just be something like where I record like 3 or 4 games in a session, and then I just kind of speed them all up while I maybe talk over them or something. Maybe some of my rank up series games will become part of future videos that uses background gameplay, and I'll just mention beforehand that. So yeah. We're gonna get into this, so I will let you guys know when we find a match, and I'll see you all there. Alrighty there, so we got ourselves a full lobby now. Most users in this lobby actually have premium, which is interesting. I didn't really see that becoming because most players don't generally seem to join lobbies with premium. It's like maybe a 20% ratio or something. In my first game we got that, so I find it interesting. Maybe it means nothing, maybe it means everything. Maybe I'll get collaborated first game. And in that case, maybe this video will become part of a let's see how to gauge collaborators. So yeah, we're just on classic map, pretty simple stuff. We're going to look at each of our competitors here and see how good they are. In first place, we got General the Strict with 715 games played and a pretty record. And the fastest wins 12 minutes, so I know he doesn't fucking 1v1. I will take that alliance, good sir. Okay, and he wants South America. Right. I go last, though, so I could forcibly take South America if I want it. I kind of want to do that. Yeah, you can attack my territory. He's gonna take that one, that's fine. I think I'm going to hit him out of South America, because looking at it, it's pretty obvious that's my continent. I get 6 troops in my turn. A 9v5 is nearly guaranteed. As long as I get a decent roll, then I'm looking not bad, and he can't really punish me for it either. But we have to see what blue does first. I'm assuming blue goes for the Africa play, so we'll have to be ready for that. And yeah. So, in second place, we got ourselves General Ashtongue, 407 games played, 99 and 290, with a minute fastest win. Okay. So that could be against AI, that could be against people, who knows. Then third place, we got ourselves Marquise Luther, who has a lot of games played, a lot of them, and a alright enough record. It's not great, but, you know, that's not the worst record I've ever seen. Then we got Hegla Nelson over here with a lot of games played. Holy shit, we have a lot of fucking people. but none of them have that crazy of records, so that's interesting to me. And then finally we have Yellow Parakeet, who has probably the least games of this group, I think, but like the best record. So that's interesting. I mean, best record by ratio, right? Like how many games they've played, how many wins. But yeah, so far this match is looking interesting. I'm not in many positions, but I honestly don't mind that. I'm going to see Yellow go for Australia. I think there's no universe where they don't do that. I'd be highly, highly surprised. If I them, I'd make the 3 a 5 and put the rest on their actual 5. And then I'd hit the 2, the 3, and the 5 on the 3, and then take a turn 1. Because I have a 2 there's no possible way for me to punish that. Or they just bought out immediately, which is also, I guess, possible. Okay, so they invest everything there, so they're not going to take this turn 1. Unless they get a god roll. No, okay, they're not even trying to. That's fine then. How does that change what I want to do? Does it change what I want to do? Possibly not. Blue can't directly punish me either for taking my continent, which is really nice. I really, really like that because it means that I can... What's the word? Like, I can go for South America with a lot less worry about him just breaking me over it. That's kind of the goal, right? Is that he's not going to break me for South America. So. Yeah. I like that. Okay. So we're going to make this a 9 now. What's the odds? 97% chance to win. Yeah, I take those. And we've taken South America, turn 1. Nice stuff. And I'm just going to give white player my thumbs up and my hearts. Yeah, there we go, buddy. I like it. And now we're looking pretty good. We got South America turn 1. Red player's immediately confuckled out of the game. He's going to take his rage out by hitting my 2. That is fine. I have that position out there to do whatever the fuck I want with. I don't remember what someone messaged me for, but someone requested something of me. Hope it's not too important. Okay, so right now we got ourselves a red player who looks like they're basically fucked because they decided to go into a continent that I was very obviously going to hit them for. I mean, I had more if they hit my 3 in it and got a good roll, I probably wouldn't have, but they didn't do that, and I got 6 troops because I was final in the turn order. So I guess that's where we can start talking about strategies, right? So part of this series is obviously me trying to do well. And part of it will also be me trying to teach you guys more about fixed in general. So one thing you have to keep in mind is the first turn probably matters some of the most out of any turns. It's not too bad if your first turn isn't anything important. It's just there's a few very big don'ts that if you do that on your first turn, you probably lose the game, like red player did here. So what continents can you go for? And that's not a question of what do you have the troops for, it's a question of what don't your opponents have the troops for. So for example, South America, if he hit my 3 and won it, I wouldn't have the troops to justify going for it. A stupid player might still do it, but I wouldn't have, right? However, in that situation, because I went last on turn order, I had the troops to go for South America, so it didn't matter, right? But then we have situations where you have, let's say for Australia, right? It was smart because yellow has the troops to go for and nobody else contested Australia. And that was smart on everyone's behalf. There was no reason to do it. You aren't going to win it. And you should be trying to view the board as much as what can you do without your opponents having to, or without your opponents being a hindrance to you. And no continents is perfectly viable too. You don't actually need a continent to win the game. I think that's a huge misconception a lot of players have, is that you need a continent to win a match, and that's just not true. You can definitely win games without actually holding continents. It just obviously takes time for you to do that in any given match. So it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'll attack red. I know what he wants from me. He wants me to attack red so that he can get a... what's the word? So he can get the... constant easier. So, I understand what the mission here is, bro. Don't worry about it. I got you, broski. So, another thing you want to do is you would like, preferably when playing with alliances, you want to create good allies, right? He clearly wants me to do that to red. Red can't possibly punish me in any reasonable way for what I'm doing. He has no connection to me, he has no way to hit me, so what do? Well, you go ahead and help white out. Red doesn't get necessarily too hurt anyway. Those 5 troops weren't that useful to him. He probably got annoyed by it, but he can't do anything, so it doesn't matter if he's annoyed or not. That's not important. The worst thing he could do would be remove my 8 at some point in the game, and I would just throw his game, right? So that's another thing as well, is what should you do to protect yourself in this? Because I could just turtle on South America all game, but that doesn't achieve anything. Preferably, I would want to be making moves that advance the game in some way. Especially if a player getting North America so early, I'm really hoping they are willing to advance this match. Because if they are not, this game quickly becomes a very slippery slope where they just snowball into oblivion. So attempting to obtain that outcome as quick as possible is, of course, heavily desirable. Right now we have the yellow player, turtling. Oh, so sorry. I zoned out for a second while I was talking. Okay. So, by intending outcome, I mean, for an outcome where we cannot have him win the game immediately, so him not snowballing into oblivion, that's what's desirable. It's not desirable to give him a snowball. I should say that. I realized what I just said after I said it, so don't worry about it. I know what I'm talking about somewhat. But also, this is a problem, so I don't actually have an easy take on this turn because of red putting his troops where he did and blue doing it, so I'm not going to get an easy take. And yeah, that bites for sure, but it's probably better I don't get an easy take than I do, and then I get fucking bodied, right? So I'll just kind of do my thing. I can't get an easy take without spending more troops than it's worth. So here's another thing that we'll look at right now, is when are cards worth getting? So the way you have to value cards is that there are, if you get a good set, so a good set, you will only get 10 troops from it, maybe technically 12. He's going to hit yellow, isn't he? Let's see if he hits yellow here. Yes, no? Yeah. I saw that come. Yeah, so that's a amateur play where so we'll go back to card conversation in a moment here, but we'll talk about this because this is very important to note, is that you have to look at what your moves mean down the line. So what he just did, let's go into the dice screen here, right? Is he just spent 20 troops total, okay, to take a +2 on the board. He would have had to hold Australia, and that's holding Australia with this weak force for 10 turns just to rebuild those troops that he spent to get it. 10 turns is a lot fucking longer than people want to realize. It's a very long time. This player made that mistake because regardless of whether he actually took Australia or not, it wouldn't matter because he doesn't benefit enough from it to help him. It would take a very long time of nobody breaking him just to get back to where he was, let alone actually start gaining benefit after that point. Australia would take quite a long time to pay itself off. Also, he's getting a double kill here. That is a very good play. I like this black player's moves. That's very well done. He's weak now and spread out, but he did get the double kill, which was important to his game, I think. But yeah, so what's it called? Going back to card conversation, what is worth your cards? If you ever in fixed have to hit more than 4 troops for your cards, it's typically not worth doing. because it's simply, if every turn you're hitting 3 or 4 troops, you're probably going to make less back on the cards than you actually gain from getting them. And so it's like, why even do it, right? What's even the point? Okay, so he's breaking black then, yeah, okay. And white did ask me to, so I probably would have broken black as well if it hadn't been for that. But we'll see. Black has the 5 cards though, so he will set in, so I don't really want to fuck with black right now. Preferably I let him do his thing. Okay. I got 2 extra border on from white. I think white just doesn't want me to break him. That's understandable, but I also want to match my borders with my opponents. He's gonna roll 8 on 3, I think. Or maybe he undercalculated how many troops he has available. He'll do the 8 on 3. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, that's kind of what he has to do in this situation. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and signal to my teammate I want to be friends. So, I'm going to go here and throw hearts up. I just want it to stay where it is. That's all I want. But besides that, I'm just going to kind of get my take out in the wild. I don't care too much. I'm not going to add to my border if he doesn't add to it, right? That's what I'm trying to signal to him, is that we can just coexist and be friends. So now black player will officially take Australia. And so that was a wonderful move for him. And that's where Fixed Classic's interesting, because it's very volatile. And that's why I plan in this rank up series to avoid Australia at all fucking costs. All costs. Because a lot of players are very dumb about it and think it's more powerful than it is. I actually saw, I've seen a couple times in the Discord now, is people who will complain about Australia being too strong and requesting to be nerfed or something else. And the thing is that I could totally understand why people would say that if you don't play the game at any, like, competence level even. Not, like, competitive, but just competent. Is that Australia seems really fucking strong. It's 2 troops, it's 1 border, it's a very nice position, but it's not the be-all, end-all powerhouse that people make it out to be. Also, blue is suiciding his game to get an extra continent. So this is another mistake, right? Is how many troops is he spending to get a continent that he won't hold? A lot is the answer. He's spending a lot. But, even though he's spending a lot of troops to do it, it's not like putting him way too far behind just because everyone else is also spending troops. But once matches start coming, I think it's going to change a bit here. So yeah. Let's see if we can't get the white player to stop adding on that border. He adds a 1 there. I'll make 1 more troop there. I'm going to show him I just want it to be exactly how it is. I have no bad intentions towards him. If I can successfully do that, we're looking good. I'm also going to keep adding to my exterior stack and just kind of letting it do its thing. I have no reason to be too picky about it. So we'll make this a 4. Make that a 7. Make that a 5. And I don't know. I won't open up his continent on the black player, because I don't feel like I want black out of this game so early. Preferably, I would like black to be alive for a while. I think that the blue player is a little overly aggressive, so having the black player have a chance is ideal. But yeah, so going back to cards a little bit here, one thing is that, so most of the time when you're attacking a territory, yeah, hearts, for 4 territories, you won't have to do it every turn. So there are times where it is worth hitting a territory of 4 or more troops to get cards, if it's going to make it where the future is just 1 attack, like 1 territory attacks, for the rest of your cards. Because then you're paying 4 cards for potentially 10, which is still some value, it's just not as good as you would like, preferably, right? So it's interesting, there's a lot of micro decisions like that you have to make in games, where at the end they probably don't change the outcome way too much, but sometimes you don't have to make big hits. Also, black players bought it out. Okay, so this becomes interesting, because with the AI, I don't actually know what I want to do. I guess blue takes then. Yeah, blue takes Australia. Alright, dude. So this will probably be a situation where I soon have to figure out, do I want to hit that 4 and start getting takes with white? Or do I want to open up blue's 5, like his African army on my position? And micro decisions like that will slowly change everything about the game and how I want to play it. So it'll be interesting to make them all evolve and shift with me. Okay, so he's adding some security there. So does that mean he's moving that 10 out, or is he moving the 10 back after its attack? Might be that. Also, he's using threat guards. That tells me white player's a good player. That is good. I like seeing skilled opponents in my lobbies, of course. Right now, I am the weakest in the field, not counting the black AI. But I'm not too afraid of that, because I'm not in like a bad position, right? My game isn't in a detrimental state to where I need to be afraid of what's happening. I can just kind of do me, and that's alright. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of keep chilling. We're gonna hopefully have the bot open us up for some easy takes. We got the big set on our next turn, which is very, very nice. AI gets a 13. I wonder if it bulldozes towards Australia. I don't think it does. I don't think the bot will roll 13 on 11 unless it's on a continent. Unless it's the border of a continent, not next to it. The bot's also expanding into Asia here, which is very interesting. So I have 5 cards. I probably don't die this turn now because I don't see any player who can reasonably kill me. Even if someone matches in, the white player probably can't do it, right? Or even blue player. It's just too many troops I have in 2 different positions. So we'll see. Blue player is now sending his forces just for an easy take. It seems like he's just going to have one big stack. Honestly, that is perfectly fine. In my future turns here, I'm going to have to hit the AI just because I would like to continue to get cards. Not getting cards at this stage results in me falling behind, and we don't want that. So I'm going to hit the AI on its 6 probably, and I might open it up to be killed. Maybe not. But we will just have to see. It's also potentially that I start setting myself up to kill the AI. Which, so here's another thing, is killing for card value, right? Is when is it a good time to eliminate a player? So, one thing you should assess is what are cards worth. Now in progressive games, this is very, very easy. Because in a progressive match, what your cards are worth steadily increases, so there's a threshold where it's almost always the correct thing to do to eliminate a player because you will only gain more troops than you lose. But in fixed it's not as easy, because let's say you spend 30 troops to eliminate a player for 5 cards, you're probably only getting 2 matches out of that because you get the 1 card on your turn and the 2 sets. So ideally you get 20 troops, so you've gone 10 troops negative, right? And I guess it matters. Is it more important that you get the player out of the game this turn? Or is it more important that you... What's it called? Is it more important the player gets knocked out of the game this turn? Or is it more important that you retain your troop count? Because if you can suffer a 10 troop hit and the player's out of the game, that's fine, right? That's like a good situation to be in then, if it benefits you actively. But if it doesn't actively benefit you, there's just no reason to do it. Like we're seeing here now, he's going to knock out the black bot for 3 cards. I don't think that's worth it. I think that you're spending a little more troops than you're going to gain, but that's okay. Oh, interesting. So he breaks the blue player because he doesn't like him having 2 continents. So this is good. This is good for my game because this means blue is going to be pissed off, right? Because his buddy, ally, pal has just shattered their agreement, you could say. So he will be rightfully upset, I would say, about that. And that will prove interesting going forwards, what all happens between the two. I'm just going to sit here and let it happen. I don't have to get involved. This isn't my battle to fight. So I think that blue player will just take his border security more seriously going forwards. And that's fine. I don't mind that too much. I'm curious if he'll leave the big ass stack next to my 4, or if he will just kind of chill. Who knows? Who cares too much? I'm not going to threaten blue, though. I have no reason to do so. I think, though, blue will start gathering his forces in future turns to mess this guy up. Also, this tells me blue is a bad player by watching the fact that he doesn't know padding. So, obviously, he's already gone for a few dumb attacks this game, but if you notice, some small thing, and this is very small, but you want to try and pick up on as many of these as you can, is in Southern Europe, okay? He went and attacked through Western Europe and then to North Africa. What would have made more sense is to go from Southern Europe straight to North Africa into Western Europe if he wanted to end there, because then it's easier to leave troops behind without having to make it all scuffed. So that tells me that if he didn't take the direct path to retaking his continent, he probably doesn't know they connect. And that's very small details you can't really take advantage of in the game, but they do add up and they do matter on some scale, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep borders equal with both of them, okay? I'm going to probably hit the black 3 on this turn. Make this a 15, make this a 31. And then we'll do that. Oh, and I lost nothing for it, so we're looking good. But yeah, very small micro details you do want to pay attention to when a player is playing. Because small things like that, it tells me I'm probably going to be better off in the 1v1 against blue than I will against white. So it's probably more likely I need to work with blue to kill white, right? Just because of how the game is shaping out to be. I think blue on his next match will smoke white's continent open. Yeah, I think he does if that 12. Maybe not, but I think he does, yeah. So if he hits white here and betrays the player, there's a good chance I want to help him do it. Right? But I also could just stay out of it. I could just let them fight it out. Because they're going to deplete their forces, and I already know blue's a stubborn bastard. I've watched him play, I can get that reading off of him. That blue is very stubborn with how he plays. He gets very angry, he gets very upset, and he will smash and crash his way to victory. So I have to figure out how I want to play around that, right? Because white is the better player, I think, out of the two of them. So I would much rather have white be the one that dies first. But I don't have to do all the heavy lifting. I think they will do most of it for me. And I can just kind of ride the wave. So white's good. He's going to manual roll it. I like that play a lot. I think he might be running out of time though. It depends if he's like quick. If he gets like one good series of manual dice on this guy and then blitzes, he's fine. But he needs to go quick. Yeah, no, I think he doesn't get it this turn. He tries and he blitzes and he fails. Interesting. So, what do I do? I think I just let him fight it out. In all reality, I think that's what I do, is the correct play. So, I don't really want my army to be marooned in the middle of fucking nowhere, though. I'm not going to attack blue. In fact, I'm going to do this to tell blue I am his friend. Yeah, buddy. Because now blue's going to be like, oh, he's my friend, right? He sees that I have the big stack reared up onto white player. And that's good for me, is that I would preferably want him to think that, so that he spends more resources pummeling into this white player. Blue's continents have not yet become a problem to me. I don't need to worry about them for a turn or two yet. So for me, it's most likely I just want to keep doing me and playing how I am. And I can let these guys slug it out all day. Oh wow, okay, he's going to hit through the bot too. Interesting. So the AI is expanding over South or Asia, which tells me that I might be able soon to sweep both of these players off the board and leave them in a pretty dire state, all things considered. Yeah, so what white's going to do is he's going to get a simple take. I probably wouldn't open up blue's continent, but I still would get a hit on him. I like that. There you go. And then he's going to move his 20 or his 11 or something over there to help deal with the threat that blue poses. Right. No, oh. Let's see. No, he chooses to do nothing. Okay. So I'm not going to hit white. I have no reason to actually finish him off. I don't want to kill white, right? What I want to do is just exist. And I will let them fight it out and let them solve their problems while I just build a big fucking stack and wipe one of them off the face of the earth as soon as I'm given the chance. I'm surprised that he's not moving his 11 or his 20 in. I guess he's afraid that I will hit him, but the reality is I'm just not going to. I don't need to finish off white, but white obviously, I guess, has a reason to believe that I would want to do that, which is the 25 being moved to face him. So that's where it's interesting seeing how those decisions impact players, but white's not really in a position where he can do anything about it. I wasn't the one who hurt him, blue was ultimately, so if he's going to suicide, it's very unlikely to be on me. Because blue also betrayed the alliance, I'm very sure they had one. So blue is equally at fault as I am. Also, blue has made a mistake. He has opened up the white 8, allowing white to retake his continent this turn, because white is just going to plow straight through. Yeah, blue knows this is going to back off. I don't think it matters, though. I think white gets rid of that 6 before it can break him. I'm going to show white I have no ill intentions. Maybe he moves one of his guards away from me, and then we kind of stabilize back into a board state. I think these two are going to continue fighting, so I'm perfectly fine with them doing that. Again, I don't need to kill anyone, right? I'm not going to set in, because I actually don't need to. I have the most troops on the board. There's nearly no universe where I get hit here, so it doesn't really fucking matter. So yeah, I'm going to tell him to attack blue. If he wants to see me do it, I want him to throw that first punch. But what I will do is I'll just hit a random blue one. Not for any particular reason, but because I bring him down below 15 troops, which is more meaningful than hitting white or black. And white is good enough he might micro-read into me hitting his 1 as me taking blue's side. But that's not what I'm trying to do, so I'm not going to have that happen. Unfortunately, the bot didn't break blue. It'd be pretty nice for him to, but I don't care as well. Like, I'm currently okay with working around blue having a continent. That's probably going to happen. I'm not here to fight that. I'm here to just do my job, which is to try and win best I can. Blue is going to break again. See, so this is why I let blue do his thing. Oh, he doesn't break again. Okay, interesting. What does he do instead? He takes a lot of territory, but now he backs off. Interesting, interesting. So I think blue is afraid of me smoking him with a 42. So he backs off. Interesting, interesting. I don't know, I'm having a good time. I'm not minding any of this, dude. This is fine by me. So I think I'm going to do on my next turn is I'm going to show white I mean no harm. And I'm going to move my 20... Oh, well, I can't really. Okay. So I have to set in. I could intentionally take a bad set, just so that I can kind of, like, move my troops away. Yeah, so we'll do, like, a 7 here, or a 6 here. Make this a 42, 46, whatever. We'll hit one of these. Then I will take 1 troop off the border. And then that way, white sees that we are good friends. Right? Well, if he wants to me to attack blue, he can do it first. And I'm really surprised the bot hasn't broken blue. I think it's because it believes it's going to take that continent of Asia. It won't, but it believes it will, so it's trying to have an army for its guard. What I find interesting is that blue doesn't even give a shit. He's like, yeah, that bot's irrelevant. As soon as it matches in, though, I think it smokes his stack. And that will be interesting to see. Not his African stack, but it smokes his stack in Australia. And that should be exciting to watch the fireworks go off. So I have now complete parity with my team, or both opponents. I have 7 and 24 on the borders respectively. I haven't hurt either of them. We're doing well. And yeah, I'm just going to keep getting trades and existing and living life to its fullest. So I'm just going to go ahead, take a central position here, because why not? And yeah, we're liking it. 2 cannons. I'm going to try and see if I can avoid using the wild card. It's really nice to have the set on 3. That's why I didn't want to use it last time. Is as many turns as I can go without having to use it is obviously ideal. Soon enough, the map's going to start clogging up, and I'm interested in what players do about it. How they start acting, how they start moving and deploying themselves, respectively to that. Okay, so he's doing something smart. I like this play a lot. He's going to hit the bot here. He loses 4 troops, but guess what? He now can trade in Asia for basically ever, right? Oh, wait. No, okay, I thought he was going to kill the bot. But yeah, now he basically trades in Asia forever with his AI and doesn't cost him anything. That's a good play. That works well for him. So I really like it personally. I like to see it. I don't know, although, what all I want to see happen, but we'll see. I think if white breaks blue, I will join in, but I'm not going to be the one to instigate that battle, because I just don't care enough, is kind of the reality. I'm almost tempted to try and make these guys hit the bot, but I don't think they will, so it's kind of like wasted effort. So I'm just going to open up white to hit the bot if he would so like to. Or, yeah, white to do it or hit the player. Yeah, the black bot match is in here. Interesting. I don't think it does anything, though, to blue directly. I don't think it hits his 14. I think it's just going to kind of start surrounding that area again. So blue's smart. He puts a 4 in Asia somewhere and just pisses it away just to get the cards. That would be probably correct, but we'll see. Okay, I thought for a second he might break me, but he didn't, so I'm very happy about that, obviously. He makes his bordering to me an 8, which I will just make my army an 8. I want to try and achieve a level of respect with these players, that I have these equal borders, and I will keep equalizing you, but I will never pass your border. The only time I did it was when white was in a dire situation. That was because I needed to mobilize my army in case some fireworks went off, right? Because that would be a big event. So, can I avoid using my wild card? I can. Nice shit, guys. Always good to see. So we're going to do this. We're going to make this a 15 in the back. We're going to make this a 59. We're just going to start strolling up this way. And my goal is to make it so that the white player has to hit either the bot or a blue player for a card. I would like to try and force his hand a bit here. So we'll see how all of that goes. So the bot starts trying to take as much of Asia as it can. Can't quite get it yet, but it'll work towards it, right? I'm hoping soon the AI wants to use that 12 to push it into my 1 so that it tightens the area that white has for cards even more. But we'll see what happens. I think black doesn't need to do this right now, but he is going to hit it. He loses more troops than he gains. So basically his next set-in has been made invalid by that play, right? Which he's still trying to stall out for the bot claiming Asia. And it does help his game a bit, but like he's still losing a lot of troops. And that will become frustrating as time goes on. Okay, he sets in. Not a great set, but it is a set. So what happens here? Does he try and blow through the continent? No. No, he does not. So what I think I do here now is I'm going to hit the 12 of the AI. I'm going to hope I get a good trade-off of troops. And I'm going to set my army right on the Ukraine border. And I'm just going to keep it there. Because it borders a lot of things. It's a pretty great position. I don't have to worry too much. Yeah, it sucks losing the troops now, and I fell even behind white's troop count total. But I also have cards on my side, which have another big set without the wild. And I'm going into this with a decent enough advantage. I'm not looking bad by any means. So I'm not too worried. I'm not going to try and take Australia, because I think that hitting blue for any of his continents is a bad idea. I'm pretty sure that will get me fucking obliterated by him. But for the time being, you know, he's just going to kind of chill and do his thing, and I'm going to chill and do mine. White player, I'm waiting to force the action. I think because they have higher generation than me, they have to do it, especially because blue hit them so hard. Yeah, they broke blue first, but then blue went overboard on hitting them. So, I personally believe they're at responsibility to attack blue if they want this game to go anywhere, and then I will help out with that. Or blue attacks white, and then I will help in that direction. Whichever way it goes, I don't really care. In all honesty, it's not the biggest priority to me. It's just kind of whatever it is, it is. So yeah, now I have access to essentially infinite free trading with these players. Unfortunately, there's no good way I can knock white out of having an extra troop return, because I would obviously like to do little things like that when possible, so doesn't matter. Okay, so bot goes ahead, is going to do not a whole lot of anything, but I guess it's not surprising. It's kind of stuck in this state now where it's not going to make any big moves anymore because it's so low. So if players want to start working towards killing it, I would like to finish it off. But if players also don't want to start working towards knocking out this bot, then I guess that also happens too. This game might have to be edited, which is kind of unfortunate. I would like to just have my full commentary, but I think that it's not enough happening in this game, and it might take so long that I need to edit it for the sake of saving us some time. But we'll see. Yeah, so he has to hit the AI now, because I didn't get a take on him. He's going to hit multiple facets of the AI. Interesting. So he's going to knock the AI out of there. Okay. Now what happens? Is he killing the AI? No, but he's incentivizing a kill from one of us, which is a negative trade overall. Interesting. Interesting. He also is taking a lot of territories, if you notice, so that is something to pay attention to, is that those will start adding up. I can't, like, what's the word? Inconspicuously hit 2 of his territories. 3 actually to bring him below 15. So I'm not even going to try. But the AI is going to do it mostly for me. Or not. I thought I was going to hit the 3 as well. Or not. So let's see what happens here. Does anybody feel like they need to wail on the AI at all? I think that blue feels like he has to. Right? Yeah. He hits AI here. Does he try and kill it for its cards? No. So we're all playing this fine game of when is it worth it to kill the bot, right? And blue, by putting his 18 there, is dictating the action, because it's going to be a lot harder for me to kill the bot now, and it's pretty hard for white to get it unless he has a match in. It's impossible without the match in, and with it, it's just hard. So this is very interesting. It's a very tentative game where I think we all are kind of trying to test each other in some way. And maybe I'm reading into what their intentions are a little bit too much, because I'm used to playing with obviously higher level players. But these guys are decent enough. The white player I've seen make some interesting moves today, and the blue player I've seen make some interesting moves, so we'll see how it all goes. Yeah, white player's trying to slowly assert their dominance over the map. I'm gonna let them have it. I don't care enough to stop it. All I care about is getting that easy take. Whoever that happens to be on, that's that. That's showbiz, baby. So see where the black bot goes. Okay, hits me, and then just chills out. Cool. So I wonder when someone considers it worth to kill. I think blue might want to consider it. It's 4 cards. He has 5 cards now. He'll trade in twice this turn. He'll trade in now, he'll kill the bot, he'll trade in again, and then he's looking pretty juicy. He also might be upset at white for smacking his stuff. Yeah, he's upset at white, so he's going to start smacking white's threes. I like that move a lot. And that honestly isn't even a bad move because he's stopping white from getting this slow creeping troop advantage over the map. Because he's just hitting white's territories, right? So white's at 11 territories out. He did exactly that. That's a very good move. I can't say well played, but I really wish I could. Because I really think that was a good move. That was very good. He has a troop advantage comparative to me. Actually, no, he doesn't. Wow. But anyway, he has better generation than me and equal generation to white, so he's trying to keep that equality of white. He doesn't want it to become where white starts taking the lead. And I like that move a lot. It's a very good play. I can't kill this bot, man. I'd love to, like, really, but I can't. As much as I would want to kill this AI, it's just not possible. And that's very unfortunate, of course. So bot match is in now. What does it do with it? I think it's going to try and go for Europe. Yeah, it smokes to 7. And it's not taking Europe yet because the 75 is there. But I'm going to move out of Europe, and I want to see if we can let this bot take Europe. If the AI can get it, then that means that I can start changing how I play this differently without it being too bad. So I'll be able to, it'll shift the power dynamic of the map, and it'll force people to actually do something about the bot, or else it just becomes a third wheel that just causes havoc and destruction to one of them. Especially the blue player will have to do something, because I highly doubt he can guard all 3 of his borders effectively from a bot random match-in that just punches him into oblivion. White player sets in. He's at 140 troops. Think he breaks blue now. Think he breaks blue now. Yeah, he breaks blue now, and blue can't break him back. Maybe blue can actually have the set. We'll see. It depends if he I think he should have fortified to at 27, but maybe if he moves him to 58 there. Oh, wow. Equal suicide. Interesting. He's hitting us both. Okay. Interesting. How do I play this? Okay. So I'm gonna big set. We're gonna make this a 10. 26. And then now he's giving me good reason to do this. To establish myself in this position. Don't have a lot to fear off of him. But I will make this a 12. And then I'm sitting pretty. And blue's going to obviously retake his consonant as well. So we're looking pretty good. I think this is where the game goes to shit. I think this is where everyone starts dying. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for sure. I'm trying to figure out currently how I can get them to kill each other. I really wish blue would have just kind of taken out a 27, but I also did break white. So I gave him kind of like little reason to, in a sense. Right? So I think that now white player is in a weird position here. And we'll see how that all plays out. Maybe white just bots out straight up. And then that becomes my problem for the most part. I think if white bots out, I just have to kill blue at all means necessary. But we'll see. I think he might move some of that 58 over to kind of wall me off. And I might need my 7-3 then. We'll see. No, he doesn't. Okay. Cool. What do I do here? There we go. With a match-in, you can't break me, and that's really all I desire, is that I'm unbreakable to a set-in of cards. And yeah. The bot makes more meaningless takes, I don't mind. That's fine. The blue player is outgrowing me now, which is scary, but I can work with that, especially if he's willing to help me kill white. Let's see if I can get him to help me kill white player here. It's possible. It's possible. See, so again, he's making the equal borders of me, and I think that's where it was correct that I kind of shared that with him for a while. Equalization. I think that was very important. I also would really like to open up the white player on him, if I can. Oh, he's gonna make white pay. He's gonna make white pay troops to get takes. He wants to force white's action. I find that interesting. I think though white... Oh no, he doesn't, because the 27 can still move. Why would he hit that then? Maybe he's trying to just lower white's territories even more, but they're already below 12. It doesn't matter how much lower they get from there. I would, if I was white, I'd move on to that 61 onto 24. Yeah, and he's gonna take... Oh, no, he doesn't? Okay. So what I thought he would do is he would move it so that then he can take... what's it called? He can take Australia. I would have done that, personally. I think that would have been a very fine move. What do I want to do? I act after white. I honestly don't need to do a lot, to be honest with you. I can just kind of do me and now work fine. So what? I just hit here. Then I teleport back to my continent. And then there. Sure. Yep. I honestly think that white was here to suicide that 61 into someone. So for me, it was very like, I moved back off his continent. I don't want that, because I was afraid that 61 was going to tear into Africa and tear into me, and I didn't want that equal suicide. But if he's not suiciding and he's here to play, I'll let him retake. I'll let him hold. And I'll just do me. Oh, he's not. He's going to hit blue. Okay. So he wants to advance this game. He desperately wants to start getting it off the ground. I think that's very important. He hits blue here. He's smoking big armies of blue. I win the game right here. That's GG. Okay, so what I do, because he's just suiciding blue, right? And that's a bad play. But I'm going, because white was my loyal ally, I'll kill blue first. But I win the game now by default, because he has eventually hit a point where now I just kill everybody, right? And I think he thinks because of my amateurishness, I'm not going to kill him, but I'm just going to kill white. So I'll kill him. I might be able to kill both of them and then the bot, actually. Or no, I might be able to kill the bot last, I mean. So if that is the case, then that's great, obviously. But yeah, we're just going to kind of tear around, do our thing, make the most of our clock. Our alliance is over. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. You know, white player quite literally took the term ride or die to the end. I have to respect it. I can't just betray him now. Okay, I think if I get this match in, I might be able to kill the bot. I don't know. But what? I have to do some weird fucky shit to do that. So I have to add to the 50 here. We have to go over here. Attack my territory if you need to. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try and kill this fucking bot first. We'll try and do that to respect him and his efforts. This is ranked. I would like to respect the player if I can. And then afterwards, I will give him first place. And yeah. Good stuff, man. That's GG. Matching again. Put 4 troops there. Put the rest right here. and then we'll take this out. So that's how the game ends. Sure, whatever, bro. That's all stuff. And yeah, we'll go good game. Well played. Good luck out there, man. Alright, thank you all very much for watching. I'm glad this game came to a conclusion. I didn't expect him to go that full bore on blue player, but I did let him have his content back, so I'm glad, because he did suicide, so it was going to be a equal suicide, I think. But I did back off last second, so he was like, sure. So I gave him second place to because he benefited me. And let's see what the scores were. It was intermediate, beginner, master, beginner, and intermediate. Beating a master on my first risk game, super achieving, obviously. Not really. It's my, whatever, 1000th risk game now or something. But that's okay. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope this was a bit informative. If it was, you can so kindly leave a like down below, maybe subscribe to follow me on my journey as we go from Novice to Grandmaster through only Fixed Classic, which is apparently the hardest series to get to Grandmaster in out of them all. Until next time, folks, thank you all for watching, and peace out, everyone.